aliens to ghosts, demons to angels, and from shadow people to the outlandish. Heidi Hollis is the Outlander.
Welcome to my awesome Friday evening. You are listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander. So welcome to the show, everybody. It's an exciting Friday. They're all exciting, aren't they? But tonight's really special. But anyways, I have to tell you guys what this show is about. This show is about bringing outlandish and interesting and important topics to the forefront, from aliens, angels, ghosts, demons, holy encounters, shadow people to Bigfoot, to the outlandish. I always say, if it's weird, we're here, but not tonight. This is important stuff. If you don't know who I am, when it comes to the outlandish, personally, I'm someone who has been there, seen that, experienced it, freaked out, found some answers, wrote about it, got over it, and now I'm hoping to help others do the same darn thing and understand this crazy world of ours. If you dare to learn more about myself, I welcome you to go to my main website, which is HeidiHollis.com. Yes, it's all there, I swear to God. And I want to tell you guys how you can hear this program. Most people tend to listen to the show through the app, so I've heard. So check out the Inception Radio Network app. It's very cool. It's free. And like, I can haunt you, and you can just play it all night, the shows and stuff. It's pretty cool. And you could also listen to this network by just dialing a number, 401-283-6700. And I also welcome you guys to call into the program. A lot of people, like I said, do not listen to the show live, but I still always welcome people to call in. So 1-888-919-2355, or go on Skype, find Inception Radio Network. MJ is working it tonight, and he will take your questions. Or you could even go into irnchat.com. And people are in there right now chatting it up and ready to dig on into this conversation tonight, because it's going to be cool. I have got to tell you guys, I know I have been foregoing something that I call the Outlandish Corner, which is all good. You guys continue to still send your emails to me. I will take those and read those and get to them. And I think I'm going to just have a solid show of all your emails about anything that you want to talk about, out of the ordinary, whatever it is. If you want to make a comment, share your experiences. If you want some friendly advice, that's what this is all about. Helping one another figure out this world, right? Yes, it really is, I swear. So continue to send your emails on over to DAS. That's DAS Outlander at gmail.com. And I will get to those emails. I always get to them. I really do. And let me tell you, I have hundreds and thousands. I'm finding more and more that I don't know. They're just like giving birth to each other in Facebook, especially. Messenger is really weird how it does that. So anywho, I'm going to go on into my extremely special guest for this evening. It's just going to be us ladies chatting tonight. You guys can listen in. Layla Bjerga, who is a programmer at Anonymiss and the administrative director at Cyberactivist, the People's Resistance. I want you guys to go to facebook.com/Anonymiss, that's MISS, Layla, Layla, and you'll be able to check out her information there. Now, I'm going to read off something from her page that kind of gives you an idea about what Anonymous is. Anonymous is not a club or a group that you join. It is simply an idea or a collective. We are not an institution. We are a people. We are not an organization. We are a movement. We are not a group, a tribe, a flock, or a crowd. We are individuals, and nation by nation, we are taking back our future. Anyone can be anonymous. All you have to do is support it. Planning protests in your local area, spreading the word, news about that particular operation, spreading information about Anonymous in general. are all examples of how you can help. Be creative and do whatever you think is right. Everybody, I'd like to give a round of applause to Layla Bjerga. Woo! Layla, I am so excited to be talking to you this evening. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm just good, thank you.
Oh my gosh. You and I have been chatting for a bit on Facebook, and I have to say, I have secretly admired Anonymiss and the workings of it for some time. I mean, it's like the common day person's superhero you guys are, but there's so many of you guys. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. There's so much to talk about. So I'm gonna have you first. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you involved in Anonymiss?
Oh, it's always been inside me, I think. I'm born to this.
Oh, love it.
Yes, I'm born to this. To see this huge difference in the world, how people have been treated, and how crazy the world are. It's always been it. It's happened in 2007. I was in Real Salt Lake City with my best friend. She is lesbian, and we had to hide her in every club we were because they were so against it. And I was sitting there with my blouses and my button a bit open, and I was thrown out from the restaurant because my button was open.
Wow.
And yes, they're so strictly, and then I really started to fight this. I saw the huge difference because the first time I didn't see anything poor, just the rich people, and the next time I just saw the poorest people. And then it starts to help. So I just became, and it's grown, and I see more and more how cruel the world is, and still are, and still being.
My goodness. So you got motivated from that point on. That was 10 years ago, so you've been involved in this for some time.
Yes.
My goodness. And now Anonymiss has this stance of standing up for the little guy. And that could be in any sense of the word, and what's important to the many versus the few, correct?
Yes.
And how do you guys go about standing up for the little guy? I know. I just want people to hear, because it's fascinating.
The most important thing is the mission of Anonymiss. People think it's always about the hacking. Anonymiss is much more than just hacking. It's the mission we have. We have a total mission for the whole world. And the mission is to fight for the freedom for all. The freedom of speech. So you and me, as we speak so many times, can speak freely. And what we consider all the censorship we have against the government and everything.
Fascinating.
So, yes, it is. And that we don't even speak our own words. All the huge difference. And the difference between Norway and the United States is very huge too. How I live, how you live, it's really extreme to see. We see it all the time. So, all the time.
I hear you. What I found to be really, really cool, in 2012, Time magazine called Anonymiss one of the 100 most influential people in the world. I mean, that has to feel pretty good to be a part of a group or a movement, I should say, that's changing literally the face of the earth and the way that things go. What have been some of the more important, I guess you could say, movements? I know they're all pretty darn important, but for you, what's been some of the more important movements that you have seen Anonymiss be involved in?
In lots of Operation ISIS and United States, this Trump and Israel and this Free Palestina and lots of, there's always you probably see there's lots of operation in Anonymiss. We have
Yes.
to choose. We have to choose our own. What I will only speak what I believe in my operation, what I believe in, and there's always an operation, and all this war in Syria, this London attacks. We see a pattern in all this. We see much more patterns than people cover up, and we see what they do. We see there's going a pattern in the whole world, and that's really sad.
I loved when you guys announced that you had planned essentially a all-out war against ISIS, and they're recruiting websites. I love that. I'm like,
Yeah.
way to go, Anonymous. I'm like, go get them.
Yeah, and it's really hard. Each person who goes down, 4 new comes up.
Right. So it's constant. You're always on the lookout. So so you guys search out these sites, you destroy them, and are they always able to recover their sites, or are you making a decent sized dent in the number that are out there?
They always come back. So, but we never give up. You know our motto: we never give up. So
Right.
this is with the ISIS, and for me personally, it's all the children who is involved in all this, the innocent children.
Right.
Yes, it's really what they're doing.
Syria too, and and ISIS killing, terrible. It's sickening.
They're really killing. They kill much, and unfortunately, Facebook and Anonymous is also very infiltrated. And remember, Facebook is Facebook. People forget that. Me as Anon, I live that all 24/7. It's not only on Facebook. It's my lifestyle.
So what does that mean for you? So 24/7, this is your lifestyle. So how does a typical day go for yourself?
It's normal. I have a normal life. I really go. We have to work, and I'm a mom to 4 children, and we practice this to be kind to each other. We practice to show love to the people I see. Follow the news, post the news. We never sleep. Believe me, Anna never sleeps.
I'm suspicious you don't sleep, because I send you messages at odd times of day and you always respond. I'm like, when does this woman rest?
We never rest. No. We're always online. Yes, we are always online. But it's a lifestyle, and I'm not thinking about it the way maybe you think about it, because I live this life. I choose this life because I believe in this life. I believe that we, with unity, can make the world so much better if all can stand together as one and wake up the people to see.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
To see what's happening in the world. People see and they forget that for 2 days. That happens so much all the time. So that's what we grow in very fast speed now.
Yes. Every day I tell people I think that 99.9% of my day is thinking of what more can I do, as far as like opening up people's eyes to different things. The wrongdoings in the world are that's such a huge one you're taking on, and to know that you have the ability to make a difference. I could see how that would encompass so much of your thoughts, and like, oh, let's try this, oh, let's try that. I get it. I'm there. I'm not. I don't have the abilities that you do, but it's like the things that I know I can do to make a difference in people's lives, their souls, their consciousness. I'm aiming for that. So I get that, and I just can't imagine being able to affect things so directly and so hugely. I think it's awesome what you're able to do.
Yes, and this Anonymous is an idea. People can never kill us.
Oh yeah.
Our idea is bulletproof. Nobody can kill that idea. We work out from the idea, and there is no action targets. And this is what cyber activists do as well. When we post, we always have the news before it comes out. We're really throwing out the best news ever. And this Norwegian guy, Henning, I know he's listening. He's amazing. He really spent 24/7 to do this. Much, really, all this time to do
Wow.
that. Yes.
And to be anonymous for what you're doing, it's like, truly the comic books don't have anything on you guys for, you know, reaching out and reaching into different aspects. And now sometimes, it depends on what filter, I guess, people look at the group through. I don't, I should say that the common everyday person would look at you guys as being rather hopeful and like the Robin Hoods of the world, while the people with a whole lot of money and a lot of power would see you guys as, I don't know, a bump in the road that, they want to get over. So how do you explain to I don't know, how do you go about explaining your balance and how others view you? I mean, I bet you could care less that
I really don't care. You know what? Even my youngest son had to go to this teacher and explain what he was talking about because he supports Anonymiss. He is the little rebel himself. Even me as myself had to go to this meeting on my work and tell about Anonymiss, what we were, because they all thought we were just hackers. So I was sitting there with my boss and I was really, really pissed off. Believe me, I was pissed off. And sit there and explain what we are doing and almost lose my job for this.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, and so we have to fight against much because there's many fake people, there are many honest people, there's many liars, there are many who want to, kill Annan, but that's impossible. Nobody can. We have to wake up. I remember how brave you were when there was this storm. I was watching your show and you were laughing and you were flying around in your car with your umbrella. I was laughing. You have the same guts yourself. You only moved over. I remember, oh my God, that girl has guts herself.
I'm halfway cuckoo, but you only live once.
Yes, I know. We do that. That's why we have to try to wake up people. As you and me were speaking much about that. And
yes.
It's not easy, to wake up some person. You can do it for a minute or two and you can do it. But I say use the voice, be the voice. And don't be afraid what your neighbor thinks. You never know. Your neighbor can be, remember, Anonymiss is all over.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. You don't know who might belong to the group or support the group, or I'm sorry, the movement.
Yeah, you don't know. We are all over the world. We never sleep. If I sleep, some other takes over. It's bulletproof. And of course, with the governments and everything is happening, it's how they cover up all the things. People eat this food with full of chemical, the water with fluoride inside. It's horrible, and we have to fight.
Oh yes, the things that they allow over here in the United States to feed to our children, the water that we drink, the toothpaste they use to brush their teeth, it's an atrocity. I mean, I'm here in Chicago, and now this is crazy, but this hasn't been put on national news or anything, but they're closing down public drinking fountains because they're so heavily full of lead. They're, I'm like, if the drinking fountains are full of lead, what do you think is in our homes? I mean, it's disgusting. And it took a couple of college students to take it upon themselves to go, I bet this is poison. And they did the testing and went around and did this. No official person did this. I'm like, they're destroying generations. I mean, people don't realize lead poisoning goes generation to generation. Once somebody has the poisoning, I mean, it affects them for a long time. Several people down the line. It's horrible, and they're not telling us.
No, they never tell. That's the problem. They never tell. And it's so amazing that we pay taxes to get poisoned. That's
right.
amazing.
Yeah,
that's really amazing that we pay our own food so they can spray the poison. And also, in Norway, we can drink our water. We can drink water, and it's very, very strict how things are in Norway. There's huge difference between Norway and the rest of the world, but we are a little. But of course, we have lots of things there too. But we've been dragged into everything, Norway.
Yeah.
So, and it's amazing that with children as well, as you say, with the toothpaste and everything, it's filled with poison.
Yes, it's sad. It's just, I don't even know. There's so many different levels of crookedness, and living here again in Chicago, the politicians are constantly being arrested for taking bribes and beating up people, having them arrested for stupid stuff that they didn't do. And I mean, when Jesse Jackson Jr.'s son can be imprisoned along with his wife for embezzling campaign funds, I mean, Jesse Jackson, worked alongside of Martin Luther King Jr. For crying out loud. Everybody's corrupt here. They don't care as long as they're lining their pockets. And I'm like, and they never think they'll get busted. They always do. They always do. And I always wonder, who's the watchdog catching these idiots? But for all I know, it's anonymous because you guys are anonymous and you're working in so many different angles. I bet you're working overtime here in Chicago.
Yeah, of course. It's horrible. It's horrible down there. So it's really, really horrible because to sit there and watch what's happening in the world and see how they, even with the Trump now, what's happening down there, it's horrible to see. It's sad to see, and it's really sad to see because the poor people who really try to care, they cannot. It's not much for you people to do. You have to be dragged down to all this, and your health system, and it's horrible.
It is. When it comes to Trump, and I do another talk show on Tuesdays, the Kevin Cook Show. I'm the co-host, and it's always 2 against 1. He's conservative, his guests are conservative, and I am not. And Kevin is like the only person I know that I believe he has a pulse that voted for Trump. I don't know anybody else who did. When he won, I looked around and I'm like, who did this? And everybody's going, I don't know. I'm like, it's such a strange thing. I mean, a lot of us are highly confused that this happened still, and that he's still got a pulse and making even more stupid statements. I don't get it. I think the whole world doesn't get it, and honestly, it's embarrassing to most people everyone that I know, to be honest. So I keep apologizing to the world. I am so sorry.
Yeah, and we have to think about the future. We do this for our next generation. We really have to try for the next generation to get people to open their eyes, really, to see what's happening in the world, because the pattern we see, it's very. I think it's very, very. It's scary to see what's happening. The pattern, it's really, it really is, and as everybody thinks that Anon just is a hacker, but we are not. We really work hard to explain people, try to help people, and try to expose the governments, and try to inform the best we can, and you see how it goes. We work all the time, and we really stand up for humanity the best we can.
Yeah.
You probably see that.
Oh, yes, I do. Do you get people who make selfish requests of you guys? Like to go after this person, do this, do that. Do you get that?
All the time.
That's I just can imagine. I mean, like, people are like, their imagination must get the better of them. But there's so many good causes out there to hone in on for you guys to focus in on, and I'm curious, what is the biggest, is there one project that takes the most effort right now, like the most of you guys working on?
We work so different in a different operation, and there's so many operations. I work with children. I also work with Henning, a cyberactivist. And we also try to this Anonymiss worldwide, because all the guys, we're always brothers, but we are sisters in Anonymiss. The girls has also the free speech. You see, we're all good friends. We use this, you see that one love, and for me, it's the whole thing together. It's hard to choose. It's really hard to choose when I'm a mom to 4 children.
Oh, yeah.
So me, I value and support, and then it's really engaged in all struggles for the human liberation.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I don't know if people know this, but those involved with Anonymiss are called Anons, or it's kind of a cool little name. And the masks from the movie V for Vendetta are used. I don't know if anybody saw that movie or read the graphic novel, V for Vendetta. Holy smokes! What a awesome movie. This mask is called the Guy Fawkes Mask, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So what? Well, I understand why it was chosen to be used, but what? How would you explain using that mask?
I think people can use the mask. I think it's just to cover up the face, because we are against the system. We really want. We are invisible. You know, that's the Anonymous. We really are invisible. We are all over, and so you also see the mask, and you also see that people take the scarf to the half to the face, because it's really to protect. We are against the system. And this is why they use the mask. And now everybody use the mask. And you know me, I've always been me. I always use my real name, but I also have huge respect for people who use the mask and fake names, because it's really hard. But you see now what's happening in Canada and United States. You get in prison if you use the mask. That has to tell the humanity much, that we really have something to say, because no, it's not. It's forbidden in Canada to use that.
It's forbidden?
Forbidden in the United States too. Yes, you can get 40 years in prison if you use the mask.
My goodness, I've seen many people in Chicago using that mask. That's surprising. Wow.
Yeah, it's forbidden now.
Goodness. That's, yeah, I wonder why. They want to be sure they could get a good scan of your face and track you down. I gotcha. My goodness. Well, we're going to come up to our first break here. You guys stick around. If you got questions for Layla in regards to Anonymiss, feel free to reach out in the chat room, irnchat.com. You're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander, and we're speaking with Layla Bjerga in regards to Anonymiss. She is Miss Anonymous herself. She has been working with the group for, going on 10 years now. Just mind-blowing, and she's an administrative director at Cyberactivist, the People's Resistance. During the break, we're just chatting on some things that are just blowing my mind. You mentioned that Facebook is a pain in the side of Anonymiss. Can you explain what's going on with Facebook for you guys?
I think Anonymiss is in Facebook jail all the time. We get the smallest post, they get banned all the time. And I think we're more lucky in Norway. I think the Wolfstack is sitting there because they also get banned all the time. And they really hate us, but we hate the censorship.
And that's the main thing, is the censorship, you said.
The censorship is a huge problem. I mean, we have free speech, and they ban us for the minimum thing, but they support so much other things in Facebook.
Like
and
what?
They support this. I told you about the Blue Whale game. Facebook supports that game. And
explain a little bit about that for people that don't know about that game.
The Blue Whale game is a killing game. It's they have 50 rules in the game.
The average person spends hours a week at the grocery store, but you're not an average person, are you? There's a better way to get fresh groceries, and it's called Fresh Direct. Shop for just picked fruit and vegetables, custom cut meat and seafood, freshly made meals and meal kits, all your favorite brands, plus hundreds of weekly deals. Order Fresh Direct anytime, anywhere, and get the freshest groceries delivered to your door. Use code PLAYLIST to get $25 off your first order of $99 or more. Visit freshdirect.com or download the app today.
And the last rule is to take your own life. And this is horrible rules, the 50 rules. And people really have been taking their lives.
God.
And Facebook's allowed this game all over. There are creators that take one by one and give them one rule each day, and then they want everything. And young people, they follow the rules, and it's really, really horrible. And we've been working for that in 3 months, and then we started this new page called Pink Dolphin, who is the opposite page, that you have to do 50 positive things every day, one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we still see the Blue Whale is supported by Facebook. They don't want to do anything about it. And also with the pedophile pages, we mass report them, and they still grow every day. Up.
Pedophile pages.
Yeah.
Jeez, disgusting.
It's really disgusting. And it's horrible to see. And they ban people who really want to. We get banned for the smallest thing we say. People get banned for 30 days. And, you can report a fake account, and the fake account go down, but they cannot even remove the pages really harm other people.
Wow. Yeah, so they ban you for 30 days from Facebook for a post that they don't agree with. But they're allowing these pedophile pages to keep coming up. I'll never forget when I first came across a really disgusting Facebook page of Black people being lynched, using the N-word, and just bashing hateful stuff about African Americans. It was just really bad. And I reported it. Couldn't believe Facebook said nothing on this page violates our rules. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? How is that possible? I do it again because I find, connecting pages to that first disgusting page, and I got the same response. I'm like, and these people, they knew this, the ones that are doing it, because they were just going at it. Everybody's chiming in and just hate, 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 and really horrible pictures like you just couldn't even imagine. And it was tolerated. And here you guys are putting up something. I love your slogan. It's one love for the betterment of the world. You're not trying to hurt people. Your goal is to help, and you're being punished for trying to get people to be active. Do you think it would be wise to maybe, I don't know, disguise what your pages are about? That it's not anonymous, though it is?
Yes, and I think the big question is who is running the Facebook, because I can see the last month it's been horrible. I think people legacy account go down. Lots of things that happened with Facebook. We saw that 6 weeks ago. We saw Facebook did something with all this stuff, and like I was telling you, it's horrible when we see small children there on the pedophile pages, and they don't even put the pages down. They support stuff like that.
Wow.
And this is also why people, moms putting out their new children. It's so easy to take a picture and put it in a pedophile page and you not see it. And then they expand all over and nobody knows.
Goodness.
And we, as Anonymiss, we find these pages and put it into the pedo. We have this of pedo hunters, and they really work very, very hard. And still the page go up again. And we take lots of pages down.
You said
this is
700 pages came down or something?
Yes, I think the 700 account went down yesterday. And it's even legit account, and something is really going on. And now we have used other platforms, and this is why Cyberactivist is also have the information all about what happened in this computer world with hackers, how to build an operation, that we don't build too many operations on the same agenda, and it's all about knowledge, and knowledge is really free in this world.
Wow.
And yes, it's horrible to see. You will see it more after this, trust me.
My goodness. Go ahead.
You first. So when I created this Anonymiss worldwide page, it was just, I was thinking it's going to be a small page just to be Anonymiss, and I never saw it grow so fast and be used so much, and it's a really, really used page, and it's all information people putting out there. It's only knowledge to teach other people, to give information, because that is really free here in the world. Nobody can stop that, not even Facebook.
That's wonderful. Thank God. It's like if people like yourself didn't try to take that step forward, who would? And I was worried. I told you a couple of times I was worried about you coming forward. You use your real name, and you always have. It does give you extra power, but it also paints a target on you. And I'm like, oh, Layla, I don't want to give you any troubles. I was really concerned, but believe it or not, a lot of people, I'm known more for talking on conspiracies and paranormal and mysteries, and I've always used my real name. But a lot of people don't realize that a lot of folks who are involved in talking even on these topics I speak on, they do not use their full real names. They'll use their middle name. They'll use initials. MJ. I'm just kidding. the
Oh,
producer.
okay,
But
yes.
I mean, a lot of people don't because their families are like, please don't. My dad said, with my books and stuff, Heidi, why don't you use a pen name? And I'm like, Dad, you had no sons. I'm going to abuse your last name to its fullest. And they never asked me again. So I was like, hey, this is me, and why hide? But for you, when a lot of things are considered to be against the law, I mean, you really are bold and brazen. So, I mean, I applaud you for what you do.
I always use my own name. It's my real name, and I always done it from the day one. And why change? It's me.
Yeah, so very true. It's like be who you are. Uh, there's a very cool question in the chat room, and they're asking if Anon has looked into Pizzagate and if it's a real thing.
It is the real thing. Yes, we have this page, and we have this of Pizzagate. Yes, it's real thing.
Now,
So everything.
can you
everything
explain a little
has-
bit about Pizzagate? Because some folks don't know. Oh my gosh, I am blown away. Wow, it's for real. Okay, tell a little bit about Pizzagate. What have you found?
On this Pizzagate, it's all about these children, and this is not. This is not my field. I'm not so involved in that. So that I'm really not the best person to tell you about that topic. To be honest, that's not my way. So I really have to tell them they have to go and read. So I'm not telling the wrong information.
Okay, it's essentially a pedophile ring that was
It is a huge thing, yes, and it's been exposed.
yes. You can literally Pizzagate.com. You can read on it.
Yes, and it's still exposed all the time, and but I'm not so involved in that. So I'm not the right girl to answer exact that in case I just say something wrong.
Right. No, I get it.
But there's good information on Facebook. There are also a page there, a Pizzagate, and with good information. There is information about everything. So
Wow. I see.
we in Norway, we who lives in Norway, we are not so targeted as you people in other countries.
Lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, we are lucky. Yeah, we are. We are not so high target as you people are. For me, it seems horrible down there in the world. It really do, yes.
Yeah. They call us the land of the free, but they say, but don't do that. Don't go over here. Don't say that. Oh, don't wear that mask. Huh. It's like, what? Yeah. Land of the free. Here we go. Oh, it's very scary times. And a lot of people, I'm curious what you think about this. A lot of people think that some of these so-called terrorist acts that are being portrayed on television are not real. So Americans and others will want to give up some of their freedoms in order to be policed more, to be controlled more. But then, like we see the bombings that have happened over in England, and there are people that are certain, like, these are actors, this is not real. I'm not over in England to know directly. Yes, we are looking at, the news. We do rely upon that for the answers. So, is the terrorism as bad in the world as we're being shown? And, should we be frightened of it? Or is this all conspiracy?
I think terrorism is really, really real. It is, and it's going to be worse. I have to be honest, but this is my opinion. This is my opinion as Layla. It's really, really real. And the question is, who is doing it? That's the next question. I have my theory about that. I think, oh my God, I can get arrested to say this, but okay. I think ISIS took the blame, okay, but I also think that CIA is standing behind something in London, and also we had in Sweden one, and I think it's going to be really, really bad. We have more than this. This is just the beginning.
Wow, that's very sad. Well, it's just like the World Trade Center. A lot of people are like, how did these buildings collapse so perfectly? European news has even reported saying, look, this obviously somebody put explosives on this and made sure it imploded and didn't harm any neighboring buildings. It's just there's so much information, and people are like, oh, that's all conspiracy. But I mean, I saw some of the video that European news was showing that. I can't remember which building it was, Building 6 or something like that. They were saying it had collapsed, and it was standing up right behind the lady. I was like, what? It hadn't collapsed yet.
It is. And it's really I think it's going to be horrible times. This is why I'm really, really engaged in all with the children, because somebody has to speak for the children. So my voice is for the children, because we have to choose our operation, what we're going to be engaged in. We care for everything, but we have to choose what really choose, so I can spend all my time on that. So I with the children and the teenager, that they can have faith in themselves, that they can, because all can be Anon. It's not a club or it's nothing like that. And all we see now is just the beginning for something worse.
Wow.
And we see it. We can see a red line in everything is happening. And now it's Ramadan, and that's okay. It's nothing to do with religion and all that stuff. But you see, ISIS is really quiet now, and something is up. And there's been lots of conspiracy theory about something's going to happen in July, and so we have to wait and see.
Oh no, that's very scary. Now, Layla, you know that I am into paranormal things. I live in Chicago, and there's been a phenomena that's been going on here in Chicago more recently. I'm talking about last week, a few days ago. Mothman prophecies. I don't know if you saw the movie, but these odd creatures get seen all over the world just before a horrible event. And this movie, Mothman Prophecy, showed what happened in this town when these creatures showed up. But other cities and other townships and all over the world have seen these things. Well, this past week and months, Chicago has been having a large-looking Mothman-looking like creature showing up, freaking people out. This is Chicago is the backdrop for the Batman movies for Gotham City, and they're describing like a giant bat-looking creature, and it's a foreboding, it's a warning, it's a prophecy for something horrible to happen. It's been going on for centuries all over the world, and now it's here in Chicago. And I'm like, holy smokes, what does this mean? And now you're talking about July, something may happen, and Chicago's had some close calls with terrorists, plotting around here.
Yeah, and you have to, lots of Anon people, we are spiritual as well. This is why we use this one love, and because we really care. And you know what I'm saying? Karma is us. Karma has no address, and I saw the last conspiracy theory that something was up. I think it was around the 22 of July. Remember, we had a huge one in Norway as well years ago, and and it all for me, it makes sense.
Wow. Huh.
So I think something's going to happen, but where and when, I really don't know. But as I say, it's the beginning of something.
How cool is it that you've got your hands literally on the heartbeat of all these things going on around the world, and knowing a shift is going on this way. Somebody's going that way. Like you knew that 700 accounts on Facebook were shut down today. I hope it's not because you're coming on the show, but it's I would feel horrible. Goodness. But I know you guys will get it back. But it's very that's very strange. I wonder if they were sending word of this show on there, and then they said, "Oh, zap these all down." That's weird.
No. Lots of, you know what? Lots of people use their accounts. Regular people, like I told you, Facebook don't like us, and we really don't like the censorship, and because it's not harm. Knowledge is free. Everybody have a right to know about what happened in the world, and we pay attention to the world. We really pay attention, and I pay attention to what I feel is right for me, and this is why that we share so much news. You can see it in the day on Facebook about Anonymiss. There's lots of information every day is coming out. This is to explain people that something is on, and also to spread the knowledge.
Right. Can I make a couple of suggestions? Okay. There is really something crazy going on here in the United States in our national parks and forests. I don't know how better to say, but there's a movie out, documentary, and I think some books called Missing 411. Have you heard of this at all? Where thousands of visitors to our national parks and forests are disappearing. And their clothes are being found neatly folded or whatever, and it's happening under very strange circumstances. They're there 1 second, next second they're gone.
Yes, I mean something is really off. Something is strange, but it also been said, like me, like I'm spiritual. It's always been the year of 2017. Everything is going to change, and this is the year. This year suddenly came. This is the year everything is going to happen, because the Earth went up to the 5th dimension, and this is the year, my friend.
This is it.
This is the year we really need to try to unity all this humanity as good as we can.
That's scary.
It's the year. It's always been thought that the year is 2017, and yes, the year is here.
Wow. Well, odd things are increasing, that's for sure. And it makes sense that, I have a lot of friends in a lot of different arenas of, mystical understandings, I guess you could say. And, I hear of, things, I don't know, it just seems like every year the predictions get a little bit more closer to reality. It's like, Heidi, something's coming, and it's like, boop, something happens. And it's like, okay, things are shifting. We all feel it. We all feel like we have to be on our best awareness. And, I think God gave us the gift to know and be alert at certain times. And everybody seems to be on alert. And so it's fascinating that you're talking about this as well. And I don't know. It's peculiar times, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. And then it's also in Anonymiss that we also talk about this. We talk lots about that too, and lots of people talking about this rectal thing, and people are really scared. We as Anonymiss, we are human. We are not machines. People think that we are machines. We just speak from our hearts. We just use our voice for people who not use their own voice. And I think lots of people think we are machine. We cannot do everything, but we can spread our knowledge, what we know. I mean, even a smile can save a life. It costs nothing. This is why we use it. This is why we use this one love, because there is only one humanity in this world.
That's so very true. I love that.
And it's the same if I'm having an appointment with my doctor and I'm not coming, okay, I get the bill and lots of stress. And if the doctor is cancel my appointment, you see the difference. They can do what they want to do, and we just sit there. This is not fair, and everything in the world is like that.
Yeah, it's really sad. There's a great disparity in this country between minorities, their lifespan, like a 10-year gap in some cities as far as like their chances of surviving the same illness as a non-minority, a majority. It's like what's going on here? It's very disturbing. We've got to get to our next break. You guys, you're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander. We are speaking with Layla Bjerga, all the way from Norway. It's in the middle of the night. I think she's talking in her sleep now. No, I'm just kidding. but we're talking about some really fascinating stuff. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I was looking forward to speaking with you, because I don't know. I think a lot of us, we want to get involved. We don't want any trouble, and we're like, but then we're like, well, I'm not good at computers. But you're saying it's not about hacking. It's about speaking up. It's about even a like on a Facebook page. It's I saw your video going out there for the Women's March. You get out, you get involved. You're just using your passion on your sleeves and for the world to see, right? I mean, everybody could get involved just a little bit, and it all helps, right?
This is why I always say all masters and everything helps. And all is needed in this battle. Everybody, all is needed. This is really a call to all the humanity. And we are all over, and people really need to wake up. We bleed the same color. Oh my God, we all bleed red.
Yeah.
And we smile in the same language. We cry from the same eyes, and everything means a difference. It's just to use the voice. And we get lots of text messages of how to become a member. It's just use the voice. Don't be afraid. We are not criminal because we are anonymous.
Right.
It's just an idea. Nobody can kill it. They can take our accounts down, they can arrest people, but they can never kill Anonymous, no matter what.
That's beautiful.
They can never stop. Yes.
What's a good way for people to get involved, though? How can they, like if they want to be more officially, like they want to get to know you and help what you're doing, or be part of this other side over here that's working towards this other project, how can people reach out to help that way?
We get lots of texts on our private text message on Cyberactivist, and we always say they already are anonymous because they already spoke, and if they want to read more, there's lots of information, and it's just to use the voice and see with our eyes, and don't be afraid. Because even if you go, and we have this every winter, this Operation Safe Winter, that we collect clothes and give to the poor people. It's just the small things. Everything you do make a difference. It's just what you send out to other people.
I hear your tenderness. I mean, you have the voice of a mom. You are a mom of 4. So I hear it. I mean, something about moms and, thinking about the future for their children. I mean, they're mama bears all the way. Like, whatever I can do, they'll do. And then to be able to look at the world as, other people's children and what, pulling it all together. I get it. And sometimes, I turn on the news and I'm looking at these things. I'm like, oh, if only, if only. And it's like, I can only do so much, but together we can do so much more. You are voted one of the top 100 most influential people in the world, the Anonymous group. You guys are doing it. It's happening. What do you feel has been one of the biggest successes that's kind of earned that reputation?
I think we all see each other as a family. I'm lucky. I'm part of the greatest idea in history, and we are brothers and sisters, and we have this all over the world. And it's like my home is your home. We have that all over the world. You are never alone. There's always somebody who cares for you, even in tough time. And it's tough to be anonymous sometimes. Trust me, it's hard to be, but I really don't care anymore. And it's what we do together. We really want the same thing to get into unity. And we do it together. It's not me. Now I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking as myself, but we are really, really a family.
Wow.
And this is why we stay one. This is why we use one love, much respect all the time. And we really do it to other people too. And I also think that and we see other people, if they text in the group, we try to reply with much love, much respect. That's like we see you, we talk to you, and that makes difference in another person's life, to be seen. Anonymous is good to see people.
Nice.
So that's I'm proud of, yes.
Yeah, and you guys, you support big movements like WikiLeaks and Occupy movement.
Yes.
I mean, what's that?
Edward Snowden.
Oh yeah. What do you think of this reality winner, the young lady who has leaked recently? She's leaked some information to a site in regards to Russia hacking some of.
The average person spends hours a week at the grocery store, but you're not an average person, are you? There's a better way to get fresh groceries, and it's called Fresh Direct. Shop for just picked fruit and vegetables, custom cut meat and seafood, freshly made meals and meal kits, all your favorite brands, plus hundreds of weekly deals. Order Fresh Direct anytime, anywhere, and get the freshest groceries delivered to your door. Use code PLAYLIST to get $25 off your first order of $99 or more. Visit freshdirect.com or download the app today.
Our voter machines over here. I don't know if you heard of that. It's rather recent, these past couple of days, but she was a hacker of a sort, I guess. She had access to certain. I shouldn't say she was a hacker. She was someone who worked for a private company, and she used her access to give information over. And now they're just. Oh my God, they're hanging her out to dry. She looks terrified.
Of course, if you do all that, then if she knows what she was doing, why she did it, that's a good question. And it's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, she doesn't like Trump. That was written all over her. her diaries, and so they're really just going after her. But when it comes to like some of the folks with Anonymous that have been, unfortunately taken into custody, this girl's facing 10 years. I was surprised. I thought they were going to really fry her. What has been some of the worst punishments that they've done to people who have been doing nothing but trying to, in their minds, help others? What have been some of these cases?
I have a bad connection with you. You have to say the last sentence again. I lost your connection.
Oh, that's okay. No, I was curious. Some of the people that work for Anonymous, like that have been arrested in various countries, what have been some of the worst things that they have done in processing the hacktivists?
It's now the worst thing they can do in the hacktivist world is to lie, is to take and share the wrong information. If you're going to do the hacktivist thing, you have to share the right information all the time. And to be a hacktivist is not always so easy, because people think it's just to push a button and then you have this answer. But you have to be a man. You have to be a crew to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to be a team. You have to all the time speak to each other, and you can see even on our Cyberactivist page we get lots of questions about activism, and every month we reach 40,000 people, and 3,000 people see all the movies we put out every month, and that's very, very good for a page on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We follow that, and we give people information all the time. And I can say to you about Anonymiss on Facebook, like 10% are hackers, and the hackers know who are the hackers, and it's. I think people think that Anonymiss is fashion now. We're growing very, very fast, and lots of people open their eyes, and so that activism is a very dangerous place. You have to know what you're doing, and
wow.
Yes. And,
how many people would you say are involved in Anonymiss?
Oh, I'm not sure, man. There's so many, because on Facebook it's lots. I'm not sure. There's millions of it.
Millions?
Oh yes, wow. We are millions. Yeah.
Ooh, the saying goes that we are legion, we are many, and you just don't know. You turn the corner who you're speaking with, so it's kind of it gives you, I don't know, it's so interesting to me. It's like when I told some people, I was like, oh my gosh, I get to have, finally I get to talk to someone from Anonymiss that really has been involved in this for some time, and I got some mixed reactions. Like fear was from one, and then the other was like, oh neat, I always wanted to join in. It's like you seem to get one extreme or the other, and I don't understand the fear part, because it's not like, the 1%ers are my friends. They're not. So why the fear? Where do you think that comes from?
I think people are afraid. Some are afraid what others will say, and I give a shit if people hate me. I really give a shit. They can hate me. Oh my God, I really give a shit. And as long as one person is smiling after this show, of course my friends are going to smile, but I mean that I really give a shit. They can really hate me because they are not living my life. I've been a single mom for 10 years, and I'm proud of what I'm doing. Nobody can arrest me for what I'm doing, because I want a better world. I see the 2 last years, there's been growing about women. We had 21% more women in Cyberactivist as well. And
1%
so I think
more women?
Yes.
Nice.
So I think, women are probably more afraid to stand forward. But as I told you, we are girls with guts over fear. So, okay, if I got arrested, we can sit there together and black and white. That's okay. I'm not afraid.
That's cool. You know what you guys should start doing then, since they're making it illegal to wear a mask. I mean, come on. To wear a mask in Canada and the United States, perhaps you should start handing out capes, because you guys are like superheroes. I'd take a cape now. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, we've supported that. We say we started the wear mask. We will support it, but and we will support it. And we have this march every year. And who can decide that it's not allowed to use a mask?
Wow.
That's nobody's right. For me, as Layla, that's telling that, okay, people fear us. And we're not. Some people should fear us. This is why we say expect us.
I like that slogan too. Expect us. It's like, oh, no one's going to help this situation. No, expect us. I love that. I love that. Because it's kind of a, again, if you're not a one percenter, it's a reassurance of somebody's got your back. Somebody's trying to help the situation. You know, it's just so, it gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling. I don't feel threatened. You know, I don't understand why some people feel uneasy. I don't get it fully. I think because they don't understand you guys clearly. So that's why I thought it would be important to have, you know, someone like yourself come on the show. And I was so glad to have spotted you and to get to know you. I mean, it was just like, oh, she's so cool. And, you know, I couldn't imagine a better person to come on to talk about this. I mean, you live and breathe this. So, I mean, this is fantastic. You serve as a great example for others who want to get involved in anything they want.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean that I really should. There's nothing to be afraid of. To be anonymous is not a crime. It's really not a crime. What can they do? What can they take? Hello, it's me. It's a part of my life. And you remember, there is no leader in the idea. There is no leader. I said, I was really pissed off one day. I was texting all this, and there is nobody even owns the page on Facebook, but somebody has to create the page because they don't create themselves, and nobody owns the shit. Knowledge is free, and I love this voice for the voices, eye for the blindness. I really love that because that's the truth, and we need to help the young people to open their eyes because they are our next generation. That's a fact. Yeah. And also the older one.
So very true.
It is true.
What is your the next big thing you think that Anonymous might or what are they putting their focus towards in the near future that they haven't quite looked into yet? Is that something that you can even announce? I shouldn't even say. It's like, because it'll mess it up.
We had this Mayhammer in 2020, so we're planning some years in front. We do that.
What was that with 2020? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, there is this Mayhammer operation in 2020. Time 11/11, and so lots of people work on that. But now we will start to work on this march we have every year in worldwide. This 5th of November we have this march, and that's the huge thing. That's the hugest thing in Anonymiss. Every year, the 5th of November, we have this march in every world, everywhere in the world. That you should join.
Yeah, it honestly, it sounds pretty cool. Now, you said 11/11. What is the significance of 11/11?
So that's the sign. 11/11 has always been a sign. It's just a sign for. It's just a sign for the time. You often will see 11/11.
Yes. That's why I often get asked, "Do you see 11/11 everywhere?" And it's like it's a phenomenon. It's really kind of been going on for some time.
Yes, it's been the last year. It's been really in time, and I also see 11/11, and I also now start to see 11/12 and. But I'm just reading about all this because I'm in the middle of this operation myself with this. I want to kill this blue whale game before it starts to kill more people. And
yeah.
So there's always something to do. So we can never sleep. We can sleep. We can never sleep. We never sleep.
Oh, that's that suicide game that is just taken over, and you've had great success in squashing a lot of the active sites for that. You said you're down to the last small percentage of the sites dedicated to the suicide game.
Yes, and it was the one who was arrested, and what he was telling, he was a young guy. He was telling he was doing this game, starting this game because he's going to clean the society. Hey, that's not his right to tell who's clean the society to let young people kill themselves.
What? He
And this,
designed the game to clean society so young people would kill themselves?
yes, so he could, yeah, that was his mission, to clean the society.
Wow. Now, you said you're a very spiritual person, and when you hear of such evil, I mean, I am a firm believer that evil exists where I don't know how to look in a person's eyes and see that darkness there and think that that's human nature. It seems like there's real evil that kind of influences people. What's your beliefs? I mean, is it more of a, I don't know, straightforward, or is it more spiritual to you when you see evil like this?
There is evil, because remember what you see when you take the television on. You see what they want. Everything in life with television, newspaper, and everything. What do they put in our minds? What they want us to see.
Mm.
So they try to control. And of course, there's lots of evil. You can put on the news. What is on the news? It's not good news. There's never something called, hey, no, it's the happy news hour. It's so what they want us to know. It's even in the Disney, we see the sign in the Disney for small children. They get it in the brain when they are small infants, and they grow up like this. And there's cartoon on this television 24/7, and of course, the newspaper. But they never tell the 100% truth. They always let something out. This is why we're digging that to find what they're hiding from us all the time.
Yeah. My gosh. Well, there's so much that people can do to help, and for what they feel passionate about. There's so many different areas. I mean, just to exude the one love that you're aiming to exude, and it can be encouragement, like you said, a smile could save a life. It could be something as small as that. And when people really get a good understanding of your neighbors have your back. The way they used to back in the day, like it's become international, and it's kind of an awesome feeling to know that there are people like yourself pulling together to do this. And I'll definitely keep my eyes open on what it is I'll be able to help with myself. I suck at computers.
Yeah.
but like you say, every little bit helps. And I'll definitely encourage people to keep an eye out and give you positive vibes and prayers for the betterment of this world. So I want people to check out your website. I'm going to put it out here again, facebook.com /Anonymiss. That's with MISS at the end, Layla, LAYLA. And also look for Anonymiss worldwide for groups on Facebook. And again, that's ANONYMISS.
And take the Cyberactivist page, because we put all the news and all the information people ask us for, and lots of people ask. That's a very, very good page.
Cyberactivist with AKTIVIST, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's lots of pages, but this is page that we know we can say from bottom of my, as I speak for myself, it's pages that we know I can guarantee for that pages.
Mm-hmm. What other main website should we throw out there so people can check out Anonymiss and learn more?
And there's lots you can use Anonymous worldwide, and also the Cyberactivist, and there's mail. They can send us mail, and we can show them the way, because we can guide them to all the pages.
Very cool. Well, Layla, I have to thank you so much for taking the time to come on, and in the middle of the night, no less.
That's so nice.
And you did wonderful. I mean, I'm really mind opening and very informative stuff. So people in the chat room enjoyed it. I know I'm going to be getting emails. I think that I think you made a big difference for people who don't know you guys to know you a little bit better. So thank you, Layla Bjerga, for coming on again tonight.
It was an honor to talk to you.
Oh, you kidding? This was too much fun, Layla. Hold the line for a minute. I'm going to close the show up. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. You know what, guys? We've come to the bottom of another fantastic program. Remember, you can catch me here every Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. You've been listening to me, Heidi Hollis, the Outlander. Remember, always if it's weird, we're here. Good night, everybody.
The average person spends hours a week at the grocery store, but you're not an average person, are you? There's a better way to get fresh groceries, and it's called Fresh Direct. Shop for just picked fruit and vegetables, custom cut meat and seafood, freshly made meals and meal kits, all your favorite brands, plus hundreds of weekly deals. Order Fresh Direct anytime, anywhere, and get the freshest groceries delivered to your door. Use code PLAYLIST to get $25 off your first order of $99 or more. Visit freshdirect.com or download